think 12 episodes of a thing called Legend, where I had so much fun playing this character that was, it was a period Western, and got to play this nuts character who drank and smoked cigars and womanized and wore striped underwear. But it's so much fun to play. I had a big mustache and got to roll around in the dirt. It was just a great departure from anything else I had done. You haven't seen it, have you? No.
Was that with John Delancey?
Yes, it was. But that was my favorite one. One that you would know? Probably MacGyver. However, Stargate was so much fun. Should have gone there first. Stargate was so much fun because, in part, because I had someone to talk to. It got lonely doing MacGyver after a while. Yeah, Stargate had great people to work with, phenomenal crew, and the cast members that I worked with primarily were just, I mean, we're all friends. We don't hang out. You know, I wouldn't want to go that far. So I keep my distance. No, they're all great people, and we had a ball. So, okay. Of course, there was General Hospital. I was scared to death doing General Hospital. I had no idea what I was doing. Please.
Hi, Richard.
Hello, my dear. Yes, The Simpsons was my favorite show.
I'd like to know if any of the fabulous props that you've been able to work with ever came home with you.
One. And she was was a puppy, you dummies. I guess a puppy wouldn't count as a prop, right? Co-star, more like a co-star. No, we had a dog during MacGyver who, no, it was during the other one, thank you. Stay close. And if you count that as a prop, that was my favorite ones. I took it home for like a night, but had to give it back. Because I was at work all the time. I couldn't take care of the dog that I took from work. So I just brought it back to work and I kept him there.
Thank you. Please. Mr. Anderson.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to thank you for the enjoyment you brought us all throughout the years, and I have a very interesting I was a substitute teacher for a year and a half, and I created what is called the MacGyver IQ. How do you feel about that?
About what?
What can you do with what you know?
Well, I like the idea. The concept is great. Thank God I had great writers. Because I don't think I could, real life or fantasy. This is, thank you. I think it's a great idea. I mean, you teach this? Microphone. You can still talk.
As a substitute teacher, I wanted the kids not just to go for the grade. I wanted them to go for the information so that they could apply what they were learning, not just simply get the grade. The MacGyver IQ. What can you do with what you know?
My dad was a teacher, and he was a big proponent back in the 50s and 60s and 70s, and he was a big proponent of digging deeper or going further than you have to go. Whether you got questions wrong on a test or close but not quite, as long as you went at least that far and like, tried to extend the thought within a question or an entire test. Getting a little esoteric here, but it's, I love the concept. God bless you. Keep it up. Thank you. Keep it up. Yes, dear.
Hi. Yes, this is going to sound like a really random question, but it's for my boyfriend. Did you have an idea of an awareness of how big of MacGyver was in Bangladesh? Apparently, you have a huge fan base over there, and you're his childhood hero. So
I was just talking about that with someone like within the last 20 minutes. Because they asked if I was popular in Sri Lanka, and I said, well, yeah. As a matter of fact, but no, it was Bangladesh, and so it came to me like a whirlwind. Like it's a rare occurrence when I can remember that far back, but. Yeah, I did know that actually. In fact, I tried desperately at some point to go there and never was able. It was, it's actually on a bucket list now, that and Antarctica.
he would have came, but he broke his leg, and so I'm up here instead. So.
Okay, well, watch your legs. Great socks.
I'll let him know you said that.
How does that feel to be recognized all over the world? I mean, is that kind of eerie or strange to you that people will come up anywhere and say, hey, you're MacGyver, you're Jack O'Neill?
Well, I don't have to be reminded of that, but it's, I guess it's okay because, well, what's happened, the hot years have cooled a bit, so it's like I can go through life now and there'll be a double take here or there, or someone. What I really appreciate about the celebrity aspect of all this is the fans that have followed me and who dig deeper to find out what I'm like, really like. Hell, I don't even know what that is. But everyone's been, as long as people are polite, I'll give you, all the time you need. But that's been my experience, is that everybody kind of who's gotten to know me, done research or observed, they respect my space for the most part, except for one of you. But yeah, I mean, I'm not that conscious of it, or conscientious about well, I should be more conscientious about my behavior because that element of celebrity is there, and apparently the celebrity type is held to a slightly higher standard morally. Physically, certainly, facelift I've had. Wait, there should be more laughter there because you think if this is a facelift, then boy, did I get gypped. But what was the question?
Here, you ask one.
I was wondering if you could take anything from the Stargate universe, whether it be the Stargate, weapons, ships, or even Atlantis, what would you choose and why?
Oh God, let's take the Stargate. You need it. Put it up in my backyard. Invite the neighbors. Some of them I wouldn't tell how to get back. Common sense. Hi. You want to talk?
My question is, what was your favorite tool on your Swiss Army knife in MacGyver?
Well, you'll understand this someday. And was a time when I used it a lot in my earlier days. The corkscrew. Came in pretty handy most weekends. Weekends. So, what about yours? Do you have a favorite? You love them. That's not fair. You can't make me. What's your favorite? Just. Oh, you like the all. Is that what you said? Oh, you love them all. I love them all too. Poking holes in my belt. No, I'm too far? Too much? Too soon?
It's very rare to get all jokes like that. Carpentry humor.
Yeah.
Please. Hi, I'm Taylor, and I was wondering how many Red Swiss Army knives you went through on MacGyver. Unless it was just one throughout the whole one.
A lot. I really did, because over a period of time, we kind of got to know what we were doing, and it was all kind of rhythmic and setting up shots, moving around. So I had a lot of like lazy time, downtime. So I taught myself how to throw a knife, how to stick a knife in a board or something at a distance. If you've ever held a Swiss Army knife, it has no balance whatsoever. It's virtually impossible at any great distance. So I went through at least a gross. You know how many that is? Guess.
244.
144.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. At least 144, because my prop master told me that once. He also gave me a box of assorted, because we had different sizes depending on what kind of shot we needed. We'd cheat like that. But they don't stick very well. And I break them.
Please.
How you doing? My name is Philip. I'm a big fan. I was wondering, are you going to be part of the reboot Stargate?
The what now?
Christopher said that there's possibly a reboot of Stargate. I was wondering if you're going to be part of it.
You know, you're gonna have to ask Chris about that, because I hear that, and I hear it again, like coming here, but I haven't heard anything. I honestly don't know. I apparently, if anybody does know, do you?
Yes, I do.
Tony,
I talked with Dean Devlin just a little bit ago. I think they were toying with the idea of Stargate Origins, which is the story of Catherine, the person whose father found the Stargate. But I don't know if that's going to, include everybody in there. Because you guys time travel too, so.
Well, it doesn't include me.
I don't know.
Nobody's even approached.
Did you check your mail?
I don't know how. But
you may have already gotten the part.
Yeah, we may be done shooting for all I know.
Please.
So my name is Jane, and the question I'm asking, so there's a new TV series, there's MacGyver. I wanted to know if you've seen it or heard of it.
Oh, I've heard of it. I don't know if you all heard it, but he's asking about the new MacGyver show. Good response over there. I like that wasn't me. Good question, serious answer. I don't like it. But for a reason. Ego aside and all that, well, why not me? That kind of stuff. That's over. Believe me. But in watching some of the episodes, it's not a MacGyver. It's not. It's just, I've become fond of describing it as a cop show with an iconic title. And because, his partner's shooting everybody and killing everybody, and there's like it's just all happens way too fast, and it's like you're asked to believe, or you're asked to fill in a lot of the blanks, whereas what we did was we showed you those blanks, those steps along the way to solve the problem. They're just going right to, you know, he picks up a bunch of toothpicks or whatever, and all of a sudden he's got a hula skirt or whatever. Is that association? I have no idea. But you know what I mean, you don't see the process. And we prided ourselves on, this is why it was such not a pain, it was a joy, but it was really complicated to shoot MacGyver, because we had a new concept of a TV hero who didn't use a gun to solve that problem. You saw him see the problem, see him see elements of the solution, see him collecting it, putting it together, and then you see him, you know, weaving whatever toy he needed to solve that problem. You don't see any of that on the new MacGyver. Like I said, it's I guess, action-adventure cop show, in my view. And I don't wish them ill. You know, whatever success you can have, go for it. But I just don't like it. There we go. Hi, you.
Hello, sir. Out of all 10 seasons of SG1, what can you remember being your favorite Jack and Sam moment?
Makeout scenes. Good Lord. How could you even ask such a question? Got to be paid to be on set, making out with a babe like her? She was married, right? Yeah, those are always fun. And any scenes that I would have with, what's his name? Daniel.
That one guy.
Yeah. Were terrific as well. Not for that reason. But because, you're going to have to get closer to that. But it was, but he and I developed a really nice rapport, a nice banter rhythm, as with Amanda as well. But God, making out with her was just professional, mind you. So not professional. She kept having saying, "No tongue." I said, "No tongue." No, I was saying that to her. Jeez. Well, why? Do you have another moment in mind?
I was just going to mention at the end of the episode, window of opportunity, when you hand in your resignation to kiss her.
What'd I do? Hand in my resignation to her?
To General Hammond.
To Hammond.
So you could kiss her.
Oh! Cool moment. Yeah, that was, yeah. Now that I think back, that was a well-written moment. Yeah, you're right. But as a totally lascivious human being, making out was great. Thank you. Yes, kitty.
You kitty. But I'm already here. Okay, so Colonel, I have a question for you. For the Groundhog's Day episode, did you learn how to juggle way before the episode, or did you learn just for the episode how to juggle?
I learned how to juggle by, well, like when I moved to California, I had a distant aunt or uncle or something like that lived in Studio City, California. They had a backyard that had a shack, literally a shack, that they let me like sleep in, live in. And I shared it with a big old box turtle. It was about that big. It was great. I mean, we got along well. Didn't drink. He didn't drink. I don't know why. But, what was I saying? Where was I?
You lived with a big turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juggling! I had you going. Anyway, also in this backyard were grapefruit trees and orange trees. And it was a great place to, you know, if you're going to move to California, find somebody with a shack and orange trees in the backyard to live in. I got really healthy, eating all this vitamin C, but I also, you know, learned how to, just by figuring it out and watching. And I also had a buddy that had moved to California a year prior, and he knew how to juggle and just gave me some pointers. And the rest is, if I went on, you'd be bored to tears. But what happens was that when you're learning, you drop them a lot. So everything that I would drop eventually would split open. I'd have to eat it. Hence, my good health. Thank you.
Hello,